Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games, and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Lumbus Post 1975 and welcome to another Fat Friday video. On a Friday, may I add, mouth's gone. A series of videos where I take a look at some of the more interesting things you can find to eat in the high street. Apologies that you can hear the boiler clock noise, but it's about 1 degree out there, which makes me very dying here, very happy, because yeah, basically as far as I'm concerned, even though technically by the calendar it's not, winter is here. You know winter is here because you go outside and at night especially, and I can't explain this, it smells like winter. It's a great smell, and I don't mean because you can smell, you know, all the wood burners and stuff like that, you know, going on, which also though does smell like winter. Reminds me of Christmas, which ties into this video somewhat, although you could argue it's somewhat a bit early. But yeah, but as for wood burners, obviously according to our green zealot idiot Ed Miliband, we're going to need to phase those out because they're bad for the environment. You will freeze in your house. But what does that fucktard know? Because he's the man who cost the economy £40 billion by cancelling all new licences to drill for oil and gas in the North Sea, while simultaneously spending £40 billion on importing North Sea oil and gas from Norway. You couldn't make this shit up. The lunatics are well and truly running the asylum now. Anyway, what do I have to eat this week? Now, I am aware I am very late to the party on this one, but I have limited edition Heinz Beanz pigs in blankets with Christmas seasoning. Thumbnail. Light might be good, but you know my thoughts on tit shit green energy lights. Anyway, these were released last year and they were advertised everywhere, and I couldn't get them for love or money. I went everywhere. I drove to like 5 different Tesco's in the immediate area, 5 different Asda's, you know, 3 different Sainsbury's, went to your Audis, your Lidl's, your Icelands, and I couldn't get them anywhere. And so I still generally don't know what they taste like. I'm assuming they're not going to be super high-end because it's beans in a can. But yeah, I couldn't get them anywhere. I saw videos on YouTube, but I did not watch them because I wanted to try them myself in Fat Friday. Then, and we're talking right at the start of November. Why am I still holding this up? Don't know. Yeah, right at the start of November, I was in B&M and they had them. They had a whole shelf of them. Excuse me, Windy Pops. And I haven't even eaten anything. Yeah, had a whole shelf of them. So I'm like, I'm all over this bad boy. And I bought a can for $1.89, which you could argue is a bit expensive. I don't know what a standard tin of Heinz sausage, beans and sausages cost, but I'm assuming it's not $1.89. But that's because, sorry, I thought when I saw the adverts for it initially, it was pigs in blankets and it said seasoning. So it was just flavoured like, you know, bacon or something. But you can see a pig in a blanket on the tin art, cover art, serving suggestion, if you will. And then I found out from people telling me about it, saying, yeah, you know, my comment section on other videos, jingle all the way. I have no idea what the ingredients are because I'm not giving myself cataracts by trying to read in this light. But I am assuming it must be at least 42% pork, because you can't call it, I know it's not, but it's the same sausages that are in beans and sausages, because you can't call it a sausage if it's not 42% pork. It's a banger otherwise. Also, Iceland were selling them, but they were selling 4 for 3, which is a bit weird, because why don't you just sell buy 3, I don't know, buy 2 get 1 free or something like that. I don't know what goes on in supermarket minds. But yeah, so very, very much looking forward to eating these. Do I have a plate? Getting ahead of myself. This is, I say this is my genuine tea, but I'm probably going to be ravenous after this and have something else. But I'm going to have it, because I'm English, as beans on toast. But obviously you're not going to see me eat the whole thing, because you're probably interested in, as am I, as to what the seasoning with the beans tastes like and what the sausages are like. Because let's be honest, I don't know if it's the process of how they, because do they cook beans in the tin or something? Is it like tuna, or do they cook them in the sauce and put it in there? But whatever the process is when they make it, the sausages, I love them, don't get me wrong, I love beans and sausages. The sausages have a unique spongy texture. There's no pop, you know, to the skin when you bite into it, which you would get with a real pig in blanket. And also, whatever process does that to the sausages consistency, is it going to do it to the bacon's consistency? Is it going to be spongy? I'm sounding like I'm down on this product, but I'm honestly not, because like I said, I love beans and sausages, absolutely adore them. But I don't eat the veggie ones or the vegan ones because I don't want to look gaunt or ill. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do 2 pieces of toast. I'll do those now. But Dave, I hear you say, the toast will get cold if you're going to do, because I'm going to do this in a hob. Because you have to do beans. Easy there. You have to do beans on the hob. I don't know why, I'm sure it's a, oh hello light, there's some sort of process, chemical process, something like, I don't know, it's like when you put half a tin of beans in the fridge, you're not supposed to do it because the cold reacts to the can, which changes the flavour of the beans. So I'm sure doing it in the microwave as opposed to doing it on the hob does affect the taste, or I personally believe so, and I'm always right. So anyway, but I'm going to do these. Because this is just my preference. Every Englishman does his beans on toast to a certain different sort of recipe. So ordinarily it was just beans on toast. I would put hot sauce in it and then I would grate cheese on top afterwards and bang it under the grill for 2 minutes. But I'm doing my toast, normally I do my toast and then I let it cool down, because the beans are hot, but you let your toast cool down and then you put your butter on it, and your butter doesn't melt into the bread, which I understand some people like, but I like it to not melt in. Then it provides a layer between the beans and the bread, and you keep your toast crunchy. But that's how I've done it since I was a kid. Anyway, do I have anything new in Crisp Corner? Why, yes I do. Aldi, I want to say. I was in Aldi. Why did I say it like that? Aldi. And they had Billash Vindaloo flavour crunchy sticks. As you know, Vindaloo is I'm going to stand here from here on in, is my favourite curry ever. I understand that fowls are hotter, but Vindaloo is my favourite curry ever. And so I've never seen Vindaloo flavoured crisps. And it's like chipsticks, so I'm all over that. It only says a 2 chilli rating, but it's a crisp. And it's made by Billash of India, who are the people that make the chilled section curries in, I was going to say Iceland, in Aldi. And I have had their Vindaloo curry. I think it's in this series of videos, and it's very, very, very nice. Nothing new in Eddie's Bar this week, but that's kind of like, because we're coming up to Christmas and everyone knows that I'm the easiest person to shop for at Christmas and or birthdays, and that's just to buy me some hot sauce. Not, you know, regular, boring, off-the-shelf hot sauce, but go out of the way to do something a little bit, you know, unique, customised, special, homemade, if you will. So, yeah, since I'm going to be in fucking, you know, influxed, I can't think of the word, with, overrun, if you will, hot sauces during the festive period, I figured try and resist adding unnecessarily so to it, Dave. That's not to say, though, unless I see something absolutely banging or there's only one of them left on the shelf, I won't indulge. But trying to keep Eddie's Bar sensible. Oh, toast, there's another great smell. It reminds me of winter. Till the festive period is over. Anyway, let's open these. Love that. Can you imagine life before wrinkles? And see what they smell like. There's no festive smell to it. I'll bring you over. I'm dying though. I can eat beans cold from a can, by the way. It's still lush. Yeah, I can see there's 3 pigs and blankets right on the surface. So there definitely is bacon around them of such. But because it's cold, it's a bit more gelatinous, the sauce, than when it's hot. So I can't really get a look for it. But you're not going to see it. Maybe you will. I don't know, because the lights are shit in here. Pop. Let's put one over there. But it looks darker than normal baked beans sauce. But hey, screw it. Let's have a look while I bang it in the pan. Toast is done though, so bang you sure, and you can start cooling down. Right, so I don't know if you can see that, but like I said, it doesn't look as orangey as regular beans tomato sauce does. There's some good thuds going in there. Scheißen, man down. Fuck it. No, I can't taste it because fuck it. I don't want to spoil the sauce, because like I said, it says, I can't read what's in here because it's so dark in here, but I'm assuming there's some sort of, when they say festive sauce, thanks dog, because you know, always there is some fuck's sake, there is some sort of seasoning in there to make it taste like, I don't know, sage, stuffing, onion. I don't know what's festive. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna see. Hang on, I've got a spoon. I need a fork. What do I want a spoon for? Did you hear that slurp noise? Yeah. It looks like proper bacon. Oh, I'm assuming it was proper bacon. It was just gonna have a weird consistency because of whatever process it is, how they do this, but you never know. It could have been some weird Frankenstein made up form of bacon. I mean, look at the shit vegans fucking eat. Anyway, let's get this on the hob. Right, medium to, which one, this one? High, is it? I'm gonna put it on 4. 4 seems good. I'm gonna go with 4. Bang you on the hob. And I need a hey, I do have a wooden spoon. Wonders never cease. This bit worries me because I don't want to overstir it, because I don't want the bacon to, I'm concerned that the bacon's going to come off. Look at me making this sound like it's a fucking proper cooking process. It's baked beans on toast. Yeah, I don't want the bacon to come off the sausages. Right. Obviously, like I said, I'm concerned about the fragility, word of the day, of the bacon around the sausages. But I have to keep stirring it because I don't want it to stick to the pan. I don't want to burn my beans, if you will. Because burnt beans are painful, especially when you sit down. And obviously, when I serve this, I'm not going to grate cheese on it, which is going to take all the resistance in my body, because I would never have beans without cheese on top. I mean, who has beans on toast without cheese on top? It's like when you see the adverts for beans on toast. Granted, they used to be a lot more frequent, didn't they? Heinz used to have those brilliant ones. There's a compilation of them on YouTube. Those brilliant adverts where the little kid would start in like the 1950s or 40s or something next to his mum, and he goes, Mum, when I grow up, I want to be a so-and-so. And she goes, well, eat all your beans you can, and you might. And then it grows up for a series of jump cuts, and it turns into, you know, a famous person of the day, like the kid who wants to grow up to be a ballet dancer grows up to be Ian Botham, possibly the greatest all-round cricketer this country has ever produced of all time. And there's another one with Cilla Black. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to bring you back when these are done, because as riveting as this is, I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me stir a pan of beans. Or maybe you do. Let me know. I'll do this for fucking 30 minutes. Think of the ad revenue I could get. I could get 3 ads in it. Right. They're done. I think they're cool. Got a butter my toast. No, I don't. Fuck it. I want an actual butter knife. Also, I've seen some of my mates. Again, I know every Englishman's way of doing baked beans is unique, or woman, but only the two, because there's only 2 genders. Yeah, is unique to themselves. But yeah, I know people who don't butter or margarine their toast before they put the beans on it, which to me is insane. I can keep you because I need you. Got to cut it as well. Yeah, again, I do this. I'll put it into triangles. See? See? Still got that crunch going on. Still got that crunch going on. And then you turn your triangles inwards. And you slightly stack them. And you throw away the bits you weren't supposed to cut off. Right, so let's get these bad boys over and see what they're like. Credit where credit is due. The bacon didn't come off. I don't know why I doubted you, Heinz, because obviously you are the masters of beans. So yeah. Also, I want to say as well, are these sausages, obviously it's not night and day, slightly bigger than the ones you normally get? Anyway. Oh. They definitely have like substance to them. The problem with this fucking cutting board is it's on a 45-degree piss. Right, you can go over here. I'm going to have to resist my urge to wash you up for the moment. But yeah, let's get. I'm very much looking forward to this. Don't fail. Do not fail. Obviously, I'm going to need... Back here, Dave, back here. I'm going to need a fire extinguisher of choice. So we are back on the Vive Lemon Zero Sugar. Basically, knock off Fanta. Knock off lemonade. Lemonade? Knock off lemon Fanta. Anyway, let's try this. So, first things first. We're going to try some of the beans. Like I said, I'm not going to be eating the toast. You all know what fucking beans on toast is like. Back here. Back here. Try some of the beans. Do they just taste like beans, or have they got their own sauce going on? Yeah, they've got their own sauce going on. Obviously you can still taste tomato sauce in there, but, and it's very, very subtle, I would say, without reading the instructions, I can lick my fingers now because I've tried it. Without reading the instructions, that there's sage in there. Yeah, definitely. That's nice. That's very nice. It's very subtle, but it's definitely there, and it's very, very nice. Let's go for... Can you see that? See? It's bacon. Like I said, I don't know, I was expecting to be some weird Frankenstein sort of bacon. Let's get that in the end. But it's not. It's bacon. Whether or not it tastes like it remains to be seen. And do these taste the same? It's normal. I'm dying here. Heinz Beanz sausages. Yes. Basically exactly the same. I think they were probably expecting the sauce and the beans to kind of override it, but they taste exactly the same as regular Heinz Beanz sausages. Which doesn't mean they're unpleasant. It just means if you're expecting a different sausage, you're shit out of luck. The bacon, oh, I got some sage in that one. Yeah, the bacon's not premium. I don't think we were expecting. Oh, definitely got some seasoning in that one. Definitely weren't expecting it to be premium. It's the lower form of quality bacon. However, oh, there's a little bit of like flavour build up at the back of my throat. I will say this: when you take a bite of the whole lot, bearing in mind what I say, when you take a bite of the whole lot, they're absolutely banging. They're honestly, like I said, people, we're not talking gourmet food here. If you like your beans on toast and you like your beans and sausages on toast, honestly, give them a try. If only because it's a different mix on things, but yeah, they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice. I do like them. Like I said, it's not going to change your life. It's not supposed to change your life. $1.89 is probably, you could argue, a tad expensive, but I quite like them. Well done, Heinz. Well done. Just a shame, I'm looking at the tin. Just a shame it took me a year or so to be able to try them. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you've tried these back in the day. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Paddle cleanse.